Hey everybody, Johan here again. Welcome, and today we're going to discuss about what to do with these free upgraders you get from crates. I'm with a buddy here, Svetoslav1912. Shout out to you, Svetoslav. He's just created a setup and he's also looking at how to integrate all these free upgraders we get from or into a setup. Now remember, there's a trick. Yes, yeah, Svet, you ruined my stream. There's a trick to these things. If you put these free upgraders in a setup and save it, then you can always buy them again. In other words, when you load the saved setup, you can buy them. So you don't have to go hunting for them in crates. Because normally, these things, you'd have to go and hunt them, running around, collecting crates. And that's great, and it's fine. You can spend half an hour running around, or maybe an hour, and get every single one individual item of all these different upgraders. And once you've got them, then you put them in a setup, save them, and then you can just buy them again. Alright, so the idea is, or actually, let's put it this way, these things are fantastic. They're a lot more useful than people give them credit for, than people think. Alright, so I've got a ninja diamond. I can also put a iron mine on this, so you can actually see it from $2 upwards. Now, for the moment, I'm going to move this one out the way and put a basic iron mine on there, so you'll see. And what's going to happen, this little setup here is just, remember, this is not supposed to be done all by itself. This is supposed to be added to a different setup. It's not supposed to be used just on its own. But I want to show it on its own so you can see how much difference this makes. And you see this section here, from the cannon, where I'm standing at, through here, all the way around to the zappers over there. Now, look at how little space this takes up. So from the cannon to the zappers, that is times 200,000. It will multiply your ore value by 200,000. Okay? And because there are so many upgraders in this. Okay, so what's going to happen here, it's going to drop the ore, it's going to go through an ore tracker over there. Tracker will tell us how much the ore goes. Then I'm going to align this with the centering conveyor to go through the drone upgrader. This thing is a lot better than you think, especially with low value ores. For the guys that are lower lives, right, this thing will add $5,000 to your ore and then multiply the whole value by 2. Right, so I've got like $2 ores coming through here. This thing will add 5,000, so it's $5,002, and then multiply it by 2, it's 10,004. You see, so this is a great thing here. You must just align the ores. Okay, so then it goes through the cannon, then goes through. I've put on iron field. Now these things are quite expensive, but you don't have to start with them. You can leave them out. You just leave space for them, and then later, when you can afford it, put them in. All right. So, but here's the trick. This is the thing where I've tried to get the most efficient and smallest footprint on these guys here, because you get all these like the satellite beam, and you get the ore hoister and those kinds of things, the endpoint refiner. This one's a little bit harder to get, but you get them quite easily. All right, and so from the cannon I shoot them through, but because we want to use this overhang upgrader here, and we need, now you can shoot a cannon through this beam and hit a wall or something. That you can do too. But I want to be a lot more efficient than that and use a much smaller footprint. So what I've done is I've designed it so that you can shoot the cannon across through these, but remember I said these are expensive, so you can get them later, but you can still do this setup. Shoot the cannon and it hits this ore hoister on that shield and bounces through this upgraded beam. and then go straight up the hoister and into the rest of the setup. Okay, so I'm going to switch it on. Now, the iron ore is a little bit slippery. It doesn't work so well. All right. But I wanted to show you guys how the iron, even the $2 iron mine, can still work. It just doesn't work as well as all the other ores because it's a little bit slippery. So here it's not as efficient. The first one should come through. There we go. I've put a conveyor wall there so that they don't slide off. So you see, not all of them hit this beam with the iron ore. Okay, and I'll show you the rest in a second, but I'm just going to go to the end here so you can see when it comes through how much difference this makes. Okay, watch the value, and that's on a $2 iron ore. Here we go. Here it comes, and it's at 854 billion, 3.34 trillion. Okay, so that is a massive, massive difference from a $2 ore. Okay, so let's take this one away and put the Ninja Diamond on. The Ninja Diamond is just a $1,000 ore. So there we go. Let's have a look. Here we go. 1K comes through here, and it's already 12K. See? Then, now watch the difference between the iron ore and the Ninja Diamond. It hits that shield and falls straight through the beam. Almost every single time. That one didn't. So it's so reliable, and the ores don't disappear. You don't even need this conveyor wall at the back with decent ores. And when I shoot things like the breech loader through here. Alright, so here we go. This is what this is. So you've got the overhang upgrader going into the ore hoister. Why? To hoist it up, and I'm using a 2-level conveyor here, so it just takes it across and drops it into the endpoint refiner. So we get that upgrade over there, then goes back up another ore hoister. This ore hoister is pointless, doesn't upgrade because it's already been done here. But this is to get it up into the satellite beam. Goes through the satellite beam. There we go. And then we use another 2-level conveyor for the winder, because the winder, it comes out the back, and if you don't put another 2-level conveyor here, it'll drop out. Now normally guys would use, with the ore winder, and you can do it ×4, they would use the this thing, the large conveyor ramps. So you put the large conveyor ramp, get it into the winder, and then the winder doesn't fall back. But in this case, I've put the winder on here, drops down to the winder, and then goes into the ore crane. From the ore crane, it goes into the ore recliner. So it goes up and then back down again. And then I've added on the downslope of the ore recliner a portable ore enhancer. Now remember, these things all come from crates. So there's the portable ore enhancer. And remember, this stuff you can only do with small ores. You can't do it with big ones. And then, and this is the questions that I've had, what do I do with the spectral upgrader? There it is. Stick it on the end of the ore recliner. And then go straight into these, the ore zappers. Everybody uses ore zappers, but you know, we always try and we've got to align the ores into the ore zappers, etc., etc. But if you use this setup, all the ores are already aligned. They just, and this is so reliable. The ores don't get stuck. Well, except maybe there sometimes in the satellite. But there's one thing everybody forgets about, and that's this here, the portable ore stopper. And you can see what I'm doing here is I've got these Discord conveyors. So just get a fast conveyor, it chucks it straight in and goes through. Well, that one didn't even go. There we go. Touches the beam, and that is another 2.5, I think. So the reason this lot is so compact, just so you guys know, is because this is part of my true overlord setup. But it's such a strong setup that I get Q and QDR with it. So in other words, that's 13 orders of magnitude past true overlord. All right. So this is why this is so compact, and sometimes you get ores stuck there a bit. And that's just because of these tiny conveyors that I've got there. But normally you wouldn't have this compact. Okay, so here we go. Then you've got ore steamers, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, because they can be upgraded times 4. Now remember, the problem with ore steamers and things like these ramps, you've got to get the ore either in the middle or to the right. Otherwise the ore will fall out of the ore steamer. So you've got to get it so that this alignment here pushes the ore into the right position. If it's to the left, it's just going to fall off. So that's why I've got the tiny conveyors pushing it all the way to the right hand side, and then it goes up the ramp and gets aligned, and then goes all the way through. Same here, you can see what I've done. Yep, you can see what I've done here. Basic conveyor goes all the way to the right hand side and then goes up. Okay, then these things, industrial ore welders, 3 of them. And then we've got the heat condensers. The heat condensers are great, but you've got to be careful. You can only do 2 at a time, and you've got to use these little ramps to get them into, because the front of it's higher. So you've got a flamethrower, goes up, sets alight, but notice I've put the centering conveyors in front of them so that it's already aligned from the beginning, and I'm coming in at an angle. So when these centering conveyors work a lot better when you come in from the side than from the back, because they flick off when you come in from the back normally. So I come in from the side, center it, then it goes through, and the flame gets killed by the Freon blaster over there. And then I do the exact same thing again. I come in from the side in the centering conveyor and go through the same thing again, and the flame gets killed by the Freon at the end. And there you go, you've got a $1,000 ore that comes to a 2.28 trillion when it hits all the upgraders. 2.8 trillion. I haven't switched on this furnace just so you can see the actual value. So there you go. Easy as that. Now let's count how many upgraders there are in just this little section that does this section from the cannon to the zappers over there. Multiplies your ore by 200,000. So there's the cannon. We've got the iron fields, 1, 2, 3, 4. Always try and just align them, misalign them a bit. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 4, 5, 6 ore hoister there. Endpoint refiner, 7. This one doesn't work, so we don't count that. That's just to get the ore up. So 7, 8 satellite beam, 9 ore winder, 10 ore crane, 11 ore recliner, 12 portable ore enhancer, 13 spectral upgrader, 14, 15, 16 ore zappers. So 16 upgraders in just this little section. Plus I've added the Statue of Knowledge. That little Statue of Knowledge does, is it 2 or 2.5? Now I can't remember. Statue of Knowledge. But what I've done is I've put it on the side of the winder, about in the middle, and you'll see its beam, if I can get this thing aligned right. There we go. Its beam shines through, and the ore hits it either on the second level or at the bottom. So there you go. Where's Svet? Is he still with me? Hey, buddy! So there you go, guys. The setup, just adding all these extra little free, well, free except for the iron fields. These things are, how much are they? They're quadrillion, I think. But once you get a really good amount of money flowing, because remember, this isn't supposed to be used on its own, it's supposed to be added with others. Yeah, there are 50 quadrillion iron fields each. there you go, guys. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching. And we'll see you again soon. Bye.